since you brought some musicians with you, I'm going to ask you how important is it to not only have good music, but set a pulse for the film?
When we designed the fight choreography, actually, we kind of designed it to like a rhythm. And what we'll do actually in pre-production, when we figure out how many blocks and punches and kicks there are, it's done like timing as well. So we'll like clap along to the beat of the fight.
Like dance.
It's exactly like dance, yeah. And even though it might seem like it's excessively violent, the 3 gunshots to the face is also for rhythm purposes too. It's music really, it's not violent.
We just in the last couple of days, talking about the film now that people are seeing it and stuff, we just started finding out about the things, some of the techniques that Gareth used when he was filming it, and he didn't give away the tempos he didn't tell us what these tempos were when we were like scoring the piece up. No, it was just, he let us just go. So I'm actually kind of mad that he didn't say, hey, by the way, there's like a tempo and this is what it is. It would have made life so much easier.
Did you understand it now? You obviously saw the film without any of your own contributions.
Yeah.
And when you're thinking, I'm going to try and set this to music, like, wow, that's both scary and fucking great.
Well, what's great is that Gareth's editing was so tight, and then that internal rhythm that they set up during the choreography is so evident in the picture that we kind of just had to watch the picture a certain amount of times until we kind of internalize that rhythm, even without knowing it.
It's like, we'll work on the next, we'll watch it next time, and then we'll do some work on the second screen. Well, the thing is so electric, and what I love most about it is that it's just basics. It's just basics. It's timing, editing, a lot of physical skill. It's orchestrating it in the right setting. And so my question to you is, has Hollywood forgotten how to do this?
That's a loaded question. When it comes to editing, I'm not I'm not a proficient editor. So I only know how to do the basics. So I can't do all the flashy shit that really good editors can do. So I tend to just do like cut, just straight cuts and just, piece it together like that. And a lot of my influences come more from like 80s and early 90s, like golden age Hong Kong action cinema. And then obviously like Peckinpah in the 60s with Wild Bunch and stuff like that. And it's all just straight cuts. It's just what's on the camera, what's on screen, and that's it. It doesn't need to be too flashy. So that's kind of my taste, and I just put that on.
Beautiful. I know that people have been waiting for months. When word got out, a lot of festivals don't get action films, foreign action films sometimes, but generally of all the genres, it's often the least represented at film festivals, and it's because it takes a lot of hard work, time, and often money. I don't want to ask you about your money. What I want to know is, how long did it take you from the first day you started shooting until your wrap party to make this film?
The wrap party, I remember that.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was about, from the start of the shoot till the end of the shoot, it was about 72 days total.
An average film would take 30, 25.
Yeah, something like that. But this one is like, it takes a lot longer because of the fight scenes as well. Because the final fight is about 6 minutes long. It's a lot.
I would guess longer.
Yeah, 1 or 2 punches thrown in that scene. And what happened is that, like when you plan for that, I really wanted to get like 14 days to shoot that, 15 days to shoot it. That would have been 6 minutes comfortable. That would have been comfortable shooting that. But I had 8 days. And so the guys had to fight like for 14 hours a day, non-stop. So I always use this analogy. It's like, if you go to the gym for like 1 hour on one day, and then the next day you feel like shit and you can't move. Imagine in 14 hours of just kicking yourself, and
I would literally be dead.
And it's 6 consecutive days as well, and that's what they had to do. So
these guys are. Well, I want to talk a little bit about your central cast. These guys are inarguably some of the best fighters in the world. So, act fighting, real fighting, tell it what you will. That bruised me just watching it. So, so the lead actor, Iko Uwais, plays Rama, and he's someone I met when I was working on a documentary out in Indonesia, and that documentary was about Silat, and it was the first time I'd ever kind of been introduced to it. I'd seen like Kung Fu and Muay Thai before, but I'd never seen Silat. And he was a delivery guy for a phone company, and he just did Silat on the weekends and represented Indonesia like nationally and internationally. Woo!
filming his master, and then I saw him practicing, and immediately he had that screen presence, and I was like, okay, well, we can do something with him. And I think we lucked out because the way he performs Sealad, it just looks so like graceful and fluid, but at the same time powerful as well.
It's very fluid. And graceful is a good word for it. I mean, it's a weird word to use when he's tearing his throat. But the man, he moves like a trained dancer. It's beautiful to watch and badass. And the gentleman plays his
Mad Dog then.
brother.
Oh, the brother is played by Donnie Lanchet.
Oh, he's great.
And he's a great fighter as well, a great actor, sorry, as well. And then we have Mad Dog then, played by Yayan Rugian.
Wow!
Yayan's like one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. He's also from Sealad First, and he became part of our choreography team in the first film. And he wasn't, like there was, in the first movie he played a character called Eric, and he wasn't supposed to play that character. We were looking for somebody for it. And then my line producer suggested that we give him a shot at auditioning for it, because there was a 50-50 drama action split. And when he did the audition, he just knocked out. So we were like, okay, let's use it for this. Yeah. So then in this movie then, obviously, we wanted to kind of ramp it up a bit more and get him to play an absolutely irredeemable psychopath. And thankfully, he channeled that for this one.
Well, he couldn't be here tonight, but I did want to send a congratulations and thanks to an old friend of South by Southwest, Mr. Todd Brown, who is one of the producers on this film. And Todd has been working tirelessly for me. I thought it was, oh, isn't that cute? Todd's making some little action film. That's really good for him. I hope it makes a couple dollars. That was this one.
Todd's been great though. He's sort of like, he supported me from the very beginning. Like when we were doing Miranda, even back then, he wanted to get in touch. And so yeah, huge thanks to Todd as well.
Yeah, Todd's a great guy. I would like to go right to the audience because here we go right here.
The movie was awesome. It was incredible. Thanks. Can you talk a little bit about that hallway knife fighting sequence? Because that was like the greatest hallway fighting sequence. It was awesome.
Thank you.
Always are great, aren't they?
Hallways are always great. There's a lot of things you can do to kill people with a hallway as well. The hallway fight was, I wanted to kind of put stuff in there which would make the choreography a little bit more interesting than just go down a hard hallway and beat up loads of people. So we tried to incorporate different elements, so like the sort of handicaps on the way. So the guy's got the stick and the knife, and they're kind of, the stick isn't really that great a weapon to use. And then on top of that we had the partner who was injured on his shoulder. And so then, like what'll happen is, when we design the choreography, I'll give the guys like the brief setup, so I'll say, here's the situation, here's the location, here are the props, the weapons, blah blah blah. These are the opponents, where they're going to come from, what their skill set is, now fight your way out of it. And then they'll go off for like an hour or two in the workshop and come up with different movements, and then I'll come in, take a look at it, and say, it's not violent enough, let's stab him 3 more times, and then go workshop it. And the challenges is because it's such a tight space as well. So trying to figure out, when we're shooting it, how we're going to get a certain degree of like clarity to all of the camera movements and the edits. Because it's like, I spent 3 months with the guys choreographing the whole fight scene, and if I don't show the detail, they're going to beat the shit out of me. So that's my responsibility.
Where'd you come up with the refrigerator gag?
I was supposed to be sleeping, it was like 2 a.m. and I was trying to sleep, and that scene was bugging me for a long time because I needed something big to end on. And it was one of those rare occasions where I actually cooked dinner that night. And in Indonesia, a lot of the cookers, they have these big gas underneath the thing. So when I saw that, I thought, oh, that could explode. Well, here's the thing. When I came up with that idea for the woman, I was like 2 a.m. I was like, okay, let's write some ideas down. Axe in the shoulder, that's cool. Shoot a guy in the face, that's cool. And then when it came to the refrigerator thing, I actually, the next day I called up, we had like a military advisor, and I said, okay, if I put a gas canister inside the refrigerator and it's spitting gas out, and then I throw a flashbang grenade in there, would the spark be enough to make it explode? And luckily, he said